let's see. Have you ever seen Snow White before? Okay, this is the one that gets almost everybody. Like, nobody can explain this one. Do you know what a cornucopia is?
Yeah, yeah.
Big. Do you remember it having a cornucopia, or you don't remember it having a cornucopia? Have you ever seen, do you like Star Wars? Back when I was a kid, Chick-fil-A was kind of just in the South, so I feel like only Southern people understand this one. He has a famous quote, Hannibal Lecter says, when he sees her, he says, "Hello, Clarice." That's the one, I believe in so many conspiracy theories, but I don't know if I believe in aliens.
Bienvenidos una vez más a su podcast de Expreso con Careca. El día de hoy tenemos una invitada especial, Kayla. Ella es no habla español, bueno, poquito, algunas palabras. Este podcast va a ser hablado en inglés, pero no se les olvide que en YouTube ya tienen los subtítulos en español e incluso pueden escuchar el audio en español para que ustedes entiendan de lo que estamos hablando, porque ella tiene una historia, una información muy, se podría decir exclusiva, no exclusiva, sino interesante. Así que, Kayla, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I know that I just mentioned to everybody that's watching that this podcast is going to be in English. And that, to don't worry about it, that we have YouTube helping us now in days where they could put captions and they could read in Spanish and English, whatever they want. Same thing with the audio. So you just go for it and tell us your story. So what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the Mandela Effect. I'm really shocked that you haven't heard about it because it's very popular. I feel like most people have heard about it, but I'm excited that you haven't because you can come into it not knowing anything and being able to really just authentically get a reaction from it, because I think it's really interesting. It's my favorite conspiracy theory, and I watch a lot of conspiracy theories. I love conspiracy theories. But basically what it is do you know who Nelson Mandela is?
I've heard about the guy, yes.
Okay, so he was the president of South Africa, I believe. And basically, in 2010, there was this woman named Fiona, and she was a paranormal researcher. And
Fiona?
Yes.
Just like Shrek.
Yeah. Yeah. And she had went to a conference, and basically she remembered Nelson Mandela dying in the 80s. He was in prison, and she had this memory of him dying in the 80s. Mm-hmm. And she found out at this conference that lots of other people at the conference remembered that as well. And at the time of the conference, which was in 2010, he was alive at the time. And basically she coined the term Mandela Effect because it had gotten on Reddit forums and just internet forums. It had kind of sparked into this thing where people had a lot of different memories, false memories that didn't happen, but millions and thousands of people remember happening.
So you're talking about something that people knew that happened, but it didn't happen? Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, I'll name off a few of them for you, and I'll kind of see what you remember, and then I'll tell you if it's right or if it's what everybody else remembers.
Interesting. This sounds like a very interesting game. And by the way, this is not the Saw, right? I don't have to cut off my foot or anything like that, right?
No, it's not that kind of game. No. Okay. So basically, a lot of it I figured is or I see is pop culture references or movie references, song references, stuff like that. So let's see. Have you ever seen Snow White before? With your kids or anything?
With the Snow White with the little guys, just like this guy right here?
Yeah.
Okay, but this guy used to be with Snow White, but he
went down the wrong road or something.
Yeah, now he's gone. But anyways.
Do you remember the Evil Queen?
Evil Queen from Snow White?
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you remember her phrase that she says to the mirror? Her famous quote?
Mirror, mirror in the wall, why is Edgar so handsome at all? That one?
Yeah, that's exactly what she said.
No, you didn't say that.
But she didn't say that at all, really. Because
no, what did she say?
She never said mirror, mirror. Never. That's not the quote of the movie. And that's like...
Wait a minute. So what happened?
She said magic mirror on the wall.
Magic mirror on the wall.
But there's even a movie that I think Disney produced called Mirror Mirror. And all these people remember the famous quote being mirror, mirror. I mean, where did magic mirror come from? You know? So it's weird, right? But it never existed.
Now you got me thinking. Now I got to rewatch the movie again.
Yeah, and you'll see and people have researched, like they've looked at like the VHS tapes and old, trying to disprove that, and it's always been magic mirror.
Magic mirror.
Yeah, and there is kind of like an explanation for that one, sort of, where people say because of the German folklore, the original Snow White book. It was written in like the 1600s or something.
Okay.
And the direct translation from that is mirror, mirror, but it's in German. And so people kind of explain that one as, it's from the book. But how many people do you know have read the German book?
Honestly,
with the mirror, mirror? Like, no.
I didn't even know there was a book. I know there was a book, right? But I know there was a Disney book or whatever,
right,
book, whoever
right.
made it, but
majority of people wouldn't have known that was from that. You know what I mean?
Mirror, mirror in the wall.
Never was a thing.
It was never a thing.
Nope.
And now, what does this have to do with Mandela?
Well, it's basically just it's just named the Mandela Effect. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with him besides that first memory that Fiona had. So it was just kind of like it spiraled into all these people thinking about, other things and figuring out all this other stuff. There's a lot of them. Like we could go on for hours about them, but I'll just tell you like the most popular ones. Okay, this is the one that gets almost everybody. Like nobody can explain this one.
Okay, now it's getting interesting. Let's see. Hit me. Hit me.
The Fruit of the Loom. Do you know like the Fruit of the Loom, the brand?
The clothes, yeah.
Yeah. Their logo,
The fruits.
The fruits.
And all that stuff, yeah.
Does it have, like, what else do you remember about kind of picture it in your head?
Like what kind of fruits it has?
Not necessarily the fruits, but does it have something, this one I feel like you need the picture for, but it has like do you know what a cornucopia is? Big. Do you remember it having a cornucopia, or you don't remember it having a cornucopia on the back?
Does it have it?
I feel like if you saw a picture of it, you would be able to see.
You know what's
the difference.
What the funny thing is about this is that I've used a lot of their brands to dress every day, and I can't remember that.
Yeah. Does
it have it?
It has no, it doesn't have a cornucopia, but a lot of people remember it having the cornucopia on the back. And like I said, I feel like if you saw a picture of it, you'd be able to see it a little bit better. But and there's even references to the cornucopia. Again, that never existed. Like they have came out, the Fruit of the Loom brand has came out and said this was like showed all of their logos from like the beginning and never had a cornucopia on it. But there's even references of the cornucopia in like 1970s news articles and stuff like that.
Now, do you think that us, including myself, because I'm not really sure about it now, but people just kind of thought about like Thanksgiving, and you know how they have that cornucopia for Thanksgiving and they have the food and all that stuff. Do you think maybe that they reference it with that indirectly? Now,
I would say that maybe that could be an explanation if it wasn't so like widely popular, and also just the fact of like again like the news articles saying the cornucopia, like I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. Why would everybody just correlate it with that? And I remember seeing that when I was a kid, and I didn't even know what a cornucopia was. Like I didn't know, but I remember seeing that, you know what I mean? And so I don't know, maybe, I mean, there's different explanations, there's different theories I'll tell you about too.
Well, it is Halloween, right? And this is kind of a mystery, and mystery, Halloween, spooky, mysterious is set correctly for the time of the season, which is October. And by the way, as you guys can see, I'm wearing a sweater because it's getting chilly outside. But anyways, that's out of the topic. But keep going.
Okay, let me think of another one for you. So, have you ever seen? Do you like Star Wars?
Yes.
Yeah, you've seen like a lot of them or something?
Well, I haven't seen them all. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen the good ones. So. Well,
there's a couple with them. So, like, this is another or a quote one. But do you remember like the famous quote that Darth Vader says? You know,
the one that Darth Vader said. That's not
like something. I'm your father.
Oh yes. I am your father. Something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, lots of people.
They say in Toy Story 2.
They probably, I haven't looked in that, but they probably say the wrong version, that all the false memory ones that people remember. They probably say it that way.
What does it say?
Because people remember it saying, Luke, I am your father. You know, Luke, I am your father. That's been quoted in lots of other movies.
Okay.
But he never said, Luke, I am your father. He said, no, I am your father. But he didn't put the Luke part in it. He just said, no, I am your father. But so many things have referenced it to Luke, I am your father. And even actors in the movie, in the Star Trek movie, have quoted, Luke, I am your father, have said that. And it's like, they were in the movie and they're saying the quote, the famous quote wrong.
They had the script, they had everything, and they still said it wrong.
Exactly. And they've said, they're like, we remember it being filmed and said, Luke, I am your father, but it was never that.
See, now you're going to make me research all of this that we're talking about now. Now you're getting me very, very curious. So, Luke, I am your father. Mm-hmm. That's what people say. But it was, I am your father.
No, I am your father.
No, yeah. It's no, I am your father.
And when you listen to it, I've never even seen the Star Wars movies, but I've seen that scene, and, you know, I've seen the quotes and I've heard the quotes, and when you watch it, it looks wrong. Like, it looks like something's missing when he says, no, I'm your father. It's like, what? Like,
yeah, it's interesting because normally that's when you watch a movie, when we all watch a movie, right? We always, what do? We always try to remember lines from the movies. And this thing that you're saying, this no, I am your father, in Toy Story, I think they say, I am your father, and then Buzz Lightyear is like, no. So, but I'm trying to kind of picture it with Star Wars though.
Yeah, you'll see it. Like, it's more of a visual representation of some of these, you know. But if you go back and research it, you'll see, and you'll understand. I feel like a little bit more.
Wow, that is very, very interesting.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. I have a personal one. I'll tell you my personal one.
Keep going. You're getting up there. You're getting up there.
Now this one I don't know, because I know that you're not from like the South originally, so I don't know. And I know Chick-fil-A have spread, you know, around now, but back when I was a kid, Chick-fil-A was kind of just in the South, so I feel like only Southern people understand this one.
Okay.
But I remember when I was a kid, this one really freaked me out when I saw it. I remember when I was a kid driving down past the Chick-fil-A that I always passed into town going, and I remember it saying Chick-fil-A, like, but the chick was spelled wrong. It was spelled CHIC, F-fil-A.
Okay.
And I remember thinking and asking my mom, and my mom remembers this conversation too. She remembers, or I remember saying, why do they spell it wrong? Why do they spell it like CHIC, when it's CHICK is how you spell chicken? And I remember her being like, I don't know, you know? And a lot of people remember it spelled CHIC, but it's spelled CHICK. Now, like, that's what it is. It's always been CHICK.
Damn.
Chick-fil-A, the original how you're supposed to spell it, because it's chicken.
I'm as you're talking, I'm trying to find a Chick-fil-A in my head, trying to picture the name. I'm like, how does it Chick CHIC? That's the way they do it?
I remember it spelled that way, but it's spelled CHICK with the K on the end.
And that's the way they advertise it now?
That's the way they advertise it now. But I remember having that conversation with my mom as a kid saying, why do they spell it wrong?
So they were missing the K back in the day?
Missing the K. And lots of people remember that. And again, like when I first started looking into the Mandela Effect, or when I started first hearing about it, you know, I didn't know that. When I saw that so many other people remembered that way, I was like, I had that memory come up in my brain, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I remember that vivid conversation with my mom. I called my mom, I asked her, do you remember that conversation? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, it was never spelled that way.
So Chick-fil-A comes, do you know when they started Chick-fil-A here in the South?
I don't, it was semi-recent. Like I want to say it was the 70s maybe.
That's when they started?
I think
so. So then it took a long time
maybe
to go all the way to the north, because Chick-fil-A in the north, well, I mean, I've been here for 3 years now, but it was newish.
Yeah. It's always been like a Southern, because he started it in Georgia, so they've always been in Georgia.
Chick-fil-A.
But that one's, I feel like, a little bit more niche because I feel like only Southern people remember that.
So what else you got? Keep it going. Where you're in a streak.
I got some really ones that really freak me out really bad. Like the movie Silence of the Lambs, the scary movie Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs. With Jodie Foster?
Yes.
Okay.
He has a famous quote, Hannibal Lecter says when he sees her, he says, "Hello, Clarice." And that has been referenced in The Mask, the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey. Mm-hmm. He says, "Hello, Clarice." And, it's been referenced. Again, it's one of those movie quotes that have been referenced in all these other movies and all these other, pop culture things. And he never said that. Never said, "Hello, Clarice."
He never said it?
He says, "Good morning." Not even Clarice. Just says, "Good morning." So, "Hello, Clarice" has never been in that.
And that "Hello, Clarice," people reference that from Silence of the Lambs?
Yes, and that... I'm going to mention my mom a lot because we talk about these all the time. But
what's your mom's name?
Cindy.
Cindy, you're invited. Whenever you have a chance, you come over here, you give us your stories.
She's got a bunch of crazy stories. But we talk about the Mandela Effect all the time. And that was her favorite movie. That's always been her favorite movie. And so I remember her and my dad always saying, "Hello, Clarice," to each other and all this, my whole life. I remember that movie quote. And he never said it. It never existed. Nothing. It wasn't. It's not. That one's not even like the "Luke, I am your father," where it's similar. It's like that was just never in the movie at all. And it's just interesting that all these people remember this happening.
Yeah, and they even put it in The Mask. So
yeah, exactly.
Where did they get it from? That's
exactly. It's so weird. It's so weird. Let me think of another cartoon one or like kid one. There's Looney Tunes. Did your kids ever watch Looney Tunes?
Oh yeah, those were the shows I had to watch because I had no choice.
Yeah, yeah. Lots of people, including myself, remember it being spelled Looney because Looney Looney.
Yeah.
Tunes Toons.
Yes.
Like cartoons because they're crazy cartoons, but it was never tunes like that. It was tunes Tunes. Like tunes, like music.
Like a tune.
Yeah. And it's like all these people remember it being spelled Toons because that makes sense, right? They're cartoons. They're crazy cartoons.
So you're telling me that the Looney Tunes is Tunes?
Yes. And it's always been that way. Doesn't make sense, right?
It doesn't make sense because, I remember seeing these cartoons a lot, and the intros and everything, but I never paid attention to that that word, the last word at least.
Yeah.
Cartoons.
It makes sense. I mean, tunes doesn't even make any sense. I mean, yeah, they sing in the, in the show, but that's not like the main thing. The main thing is that they're crazy cartoons. So it just doesn't make any sense.
Wow. Interesting.
It's really weird.
Keep going. You're in a streak.
Let me see. What's another good one? Hold on, I have a list.
Go ahead.
I have my list.
Keep going.
Oh, okay, I have one. I have a "We Are the Champions," the song by Queens.
Okay, "We Are the Champions."
And the ending has a specific ending that people always say. The very end of the song where he's like, "We are the champions."
I'm trying to sing it in my head. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then do you remember the last thing that he says? "We are the champions."
Of the world.
Never said "of the world."
What did he say?
It doesn't say anything. It just says "We are the champions," and then the song ends.
So they never say "of the world"?
No. No. Tell me that's not crazy.
It's crazy because
how do people remember that?
Wait, but we always sing it. We always sing this song. Carlos, we always sing this. Yeah. We always sing this song when there's a championship, whatever, and we are the champions of the world. So they never say "of the world"?
Now, there is a semi-explanation for that one, just that people say he said "of the world" when he was singing live, but there's no record like that they played on the radio station that says "of the world."
So only if it's live, he might have said it.
Right, but I mean, again...
But there's no recording.
No.
Well, at least in a
like on the that would play on the radio.
Yeah.
I've never seen Queen play live, and I know that quote, and I've heard it on the radio. I've heard my dad play that song, and I've heard it "of the world." Everybody sings that part, and it's weird that you wouldn't hear that. Like if you listen to it in the car, like you just said, you guys have listened to it. You wouldn't have heard that part. It wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, because in my head, I remember I was telling you, I was trying to sing it in my head. I was actually going to come up with the ending where are the champions at the end of the world.
Yeah.
Well, that it would just make sense, but you're saying it, they don't say it.
Right.
Damn, gotta look this up. You gotta look this up now.
Yeah, now that you know all these, you gotta look into them because they're really, really weird.
Hit me.
Okay, there's a bunch of them, but we'll just go over like
keep going. We got
super
time.
Popular ones. Okay, this one also freaked me out was the Monopoly Man because I used to play Monopoly with my family all the time.
The little guy with the hat.
Yeah.
Okay, and the big mustache.
He's got a big mustache. He's got a hat. Do you remember him having anything like kind of on his face or anything like that?
Mustache. Does he have a beard?
He doesn't have a beard, but people remember him having a monocle. You know what a monocle is? Like the little fancy eyeglass wear.
Right.
Lots of people remember him that. Like I remember when, I was showing people all the Mandela Effects and they remembered that, him having the monocle. Mm-hmm. I said, yeah, the monocle, but he never had one. And so many people remember
So he didn't have it?
He's never had one. So that one is really weird too. It's a very popular one. People remember.
It's because that guy, the Monopoly Man, he looked like the Penguin. Have you ever seen the Penguin?
Yeah.
Batman Robin the Penguin. The Penguin had it, and I kind of referenced that guy, the Monopoly guy with the Penguin, and it makes me think that he does have it. So he doesn't have it.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have one, and that would make sense because he, like the Penguin, is kind of like a distinguished man. And the Monopoly Man is a distinguished man. I mean, you would, I guess, assume like that's what a lot of the explanations are. That you would just assume that these people have this. You would assume that the Fruit of the Loom has a cornucopia, but to me, in my experience, like a lot of these happened. I remember them as a kid, and it's like as a kid, you're not gonna think, oh, a cornucopia. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna reference that in your brain. I feel like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, and we played this game a lot, and you're mentioning all these things, and I can't remember. I cannot put my hands in the fire and say no, you're wrong, because you make me now like this.
Well, even if you don't, that's like the interesting thing about it is even if you don't necessarily remember them a certain way, it's weird that thousands of people remember it the exact same way and thousands of people remember it, the way it actually is. It's just, it makes you wonder why, like, and where did this come from? Just like of the world, that's so weird that just all these people remember it this way. And we all just come up with it out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there has to be something that I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Do you want to talk about it a little bit more, or do you want to talk about the theories of it?
It's your show. Come on.
Okay, we'll talk about a few more, and then I'll tell you the theories because the theories are very interesting in my opinion. But I mean, like I said, there's so many. You could go look and see. Like there is a whole ton of these. Okay, this is one I don't know if you'll know because it is kind of like this is again like a niche one I feel like, but in Disney, whenever a Disney movie would play at the very beginning, you know how it has like the Disney logo and the castle comes and lots of people remember Tinkerbell and every single one, her outline, coming and she would come around the castle and she would dot her little wand on the eye. That never happened.
What?
That's never been in any Disney intro. It's been in some promos, but it's not at the beginning of every Disney movie. And I remember that being at the beginning of every single Disney movie that I watched. I loved Disney growing up. Like, I've seen every Disney movie. I remember that, and I was excited for that because I love Tinkerbell. I used to love seeing her come and dot the eye.
Yeah, and trust me, like I said, I had 3 kids, and they all were into Disney and watching all these movies, so I don't remember that exactly. I mean,
that one's I feel like a little bit more like when you're a kid, you remember this happening.
I remember the intros, but I don't remember Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Well, I remember Tinkerbell sometimes, but damn, interesting. Now that's something else I got to watch. I got to look it up.
Yeah, and see that's another one that's like, and people, I'll talk to them about the Mandela Effect. That's why I was excited that you've never heard of it because it's so much better to come into it authentically and see like, what people remember and what the difference is and stuff like that. Because, it kind of goes into the theory. Okay, we'll talk about the theories because those are very interesting.
And that's exactly why I prefer not to know what you guys are going to talk about because I'm intrigued. I gotta swear. It's very interesting. All these things that you're talking about, it's stuff that I knew or I know about, and I'm still like, holy shit, did I miss it, or what was I watching? I mean, you make me doubt myself. Like, holy crap! Like everything that she's mentioning, I'm trying to picture it on my head because I used to see it every day.
Right.
Now, I like I said, I can't put my hands in the fire because I don't remember exactly. But that's interesting. You said you said that you had a favorite. Which one is it?
My favorite was the I don't know. I like so many of them. I don't know which one I said my favorite one was though. Probably the Chick-fil-A one because that one's very personal to me.
So that was your favorite?
I have that specific memory.
Because you were the one asking.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And then the Magic Mirror one is really weird to me too.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like that, so many people. I mean, there's a movie called Mirror Mirror based on that quote, and it just never happened. It's just so interesting.
I wonder if there's anything that happened with the Wizard of Oz. You seen that movie?
Maybe, yeah.
And
maybe.
Did you know that in the Wizard of Oz? I mean, I know that this is not the topic, but I just want to say because it came to my mind. But did you know that in the Wizard of Oz, it was actually somebody that hung themselves?
Yes, I've seen that before.
You seen that?
Yeah.
And that just came to mind. But
there was a lot of dark things that happened on that movie set. Like Judy Garland, the woman that plays Dorothy, they made her. They like basically abused her. Like they put her on a diet of cigarettes and I think coffee. It was something else, just like not even food. And like it was the only thing that she could eat. And like they would call her a pig in pigtails. Like all kinds of stuff. They were like really, yeah.
So that's how crazy it was. Is she still alive or is she passed?
I think she's passed away now.
She passed away?
She's passed away now, but she's came out and talked about it before.
And I do remember that somebody stole the slippers.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I got to look that up, but I heard that they stole them.
That was a smart man because he knew that was going to be worth a lot of money.
Well, they stole them not too long ago. It was recent.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay,
yeah.
that's interesting.
So that's something that we'll find out later. We'll let you guys know. Anyways, keep going.
Okay, so some theories about it. So my personal favorite theory about it is that we live in parallel universes, and
parallel
universe is basically a parallel universe is when everything is happening at the same exact time, like me and you and everybody in the world exists in a different timeline. So it's like, and that's kind of how people explain deja vu as well. You know, when you get deja vu and you're like, whoa, I feel like I've been here before.
Right.
People kind of use that explanation as a parallel universe. It did happen to you in a different universe just seconds ago. So people have a theory, and actually scientists have said that parallel universes are like pretty much probably true. I mean, of course they can't prove it, but it's like they've proven that it could definitely be a possibility that we exist in different timelines. So people think that we jumped timelines, and that now maybe back in people kind of reference 2012. You remember when 2012 the world was supposed to end?
Yes.
People think, well, maybe we jumped parallel universes in 2012, and that world did end. But somehow, some way, the universe
kept going
in a parallel universe, and our bodies just kind of switched to a parallel universe. And that one is really interesting. That would explain
everything. No, I was just kidding.
Well, that one's really interesting because they turned on CERN. CERN is a scientist organization. It's kind of secret. There's a lot of crazy theories about CERN too. But they turned on, I forgot the name of the machine that they used. But basically what they're trying to do is collide atoms together to create a black hole to see if they can kind of create the beginning of the universe, if they can prove how the beginning of the universe was created.
All these movies that come out that have like black holes or different galaxies and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's out there for a reason, right?
Oh yeah.
Don't you think so?
Yeah, there's so many things. I mean, I could go on forever, but go on different branches about different theories.
Yeah, but it does make sense because time travelers. I mean,
yep.
There's a lot of videos out there, which I don't know how legit they are, but they do make sense that they're either from the future or from the past.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, is that a legit video? Now with AI, it's hard to tell.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know?
That's a whole nother theory too, is like time travel. And that actually is part of the parallel universe. That's another kind of theory, is that, well, let me finish the CERN one.
Okay.
But basically, CERN, they collide the atoms together, trying to create the beginning of the universe, trying to see if they can prove that. And they turned that machine on in 2012. So people are like, maybe the correlation with CERN turning that on in 2012, plus with the world supposed to be ending, somehow they did create the beginning of the world, or they created a parallel universe that we all jumped into. Mm-hmm. So that's one theory. Another theory about the parallel universes is time travelers, and that maybe they think that, because they've kind of said before, theorists, scientists have said that if somebody did travel back in time, it's like the butterfly effect. They change one little thing and it could create a totally different environment,
right,
catastrophe, whatever. So people think maybe somebody did go back in time and it changed all these little things, all these little subtle differences that we wouldn't necessarily notice.
Right.
So maybe it's a possibility.
It's a possibility. Wow.
Yeah. There's another one that I think really could genuinely be real, and it's so scary to think about.
Well, that's a good thing that it's scary, because that's the whole point. That's Halloween. It has to be scary.
Yes. So people think that the government maybe, because a lot of these too, I've noticed, are like American pop culture references. So maybe it has something to do with like the American government necessarily. I mean, I don't know. That's just my theory. But people think that the government is basically had planted like this kind of not that all the stuff, that nothing has changed, that everything is right, but they're kind of using these manipulation tactics with maybe AI or people or whatever, to kind of create this social experiment to see if they could get mass populations to think a certain way. If they can change your mindset, if they can change your past, to see if they can change
the past,
like in your brain, like you manipulate you into thinking something's there that's not, or and that's interesting. I feel like that could be true, that maybe they're kind of testing that theory out.
Well, think about it. I mean, normally if we have AI now, right, the government had AI years back.
Exactly.
Like years back.
Yeah.
Whatever we have or we get, they have it before us.
Yeah, we get like the scraps.
Yeah, we get the scraps. So this ChatGPT, this Gemini, and all this stuff, that's just the scraps. Mm-hmm. Because I'm pretty sure that there's something else that they're not going to give you.
No,
right?
Absolutely.
They're not going to give you an intelligent thing, so you could do other things that they do with whatever they do. They're not going to give it to you.
Exactly. So maybe they did have stuff like that, back in, because I feel like this kind of got popular maybe like 10 years ago, around like 2016, 2014. This was like a big popular thing. But maybe they did have that, technology back then, and they're kind of seeing, if we can make you think that mirror was always a thing, maybe we can make you think that this person was always in charge, or that this, historical event happened that didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like they can change your mindset.
And they there's a lot of theories out there. One of them is like, for example, if you're like if me and you are talking right now, right? What happens if we're talking about something or a product or something? You have your phone. Later, you go in and do a little bit of research in your phone, and what happens? You start to see the product that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh yeah, that's like, I hate that. I hate when that happens.
How do they do that?
They're always listening. I mean, if you think about, your phone, I mean, what do we do half the time when we see agree to terms? We're not sitting there reading all that. We're going to scroll to the bottom and hit agree.
That's a lot of fine print. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's people that actually read it, but you on the phone anyways.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You're not going to, what are you going to do? Not have a phone, not have internet, not have all this stuff? You have to agree to it. I found this out. I turned off my locations on all my settings. And every time I open an app, it asks, can we have access to your location? Can we have access to your location? Like every single time I open the app, you can't just say no one time and then they're like, okay, they constantly hit you with that because they want to know where you are, what you're doing. They want access to your camera, access to your microphone.
Yeah. Well, I guess that thing has its pros and cons, right?
Oh yeah.
Because if you're a parent and you want to know where your kids are, well, location, perfect. But if you don't want nobody to know where you're at, then they know where you're at.
Right.
So
it's interesting.
Very interesting.
And actually, speaking of Disney, there is something that happened recently. I don't know if you heard about it, but it was this woman who had passed away from an allergic reaction that she had at Disneyland at one of their restaurants. She had a severe dairy allergy. She checked multiple times, said, hey, does this have dairy? Does it have dairy? And they assured her no. She ended up dying of the allergic reaction, and the husband went to go sue Disney for this. And Disney's lawyers found out because he had agreed to the terms of services on a Disney Plus. Disney Plus is the thing that you watch movies on. Because he had agreed to terms of service on Disney Plus, and there's some clause in there about how you can't sue them. Or it wasn't that you can't sue them, but you have to I don't know all the legal terms, but you basically they found a loophole to where he couldn't sue them because he had agreed to the terms of services on a Disney Plus subscription. That happened for something that happened to his wife in a Disney World.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Super interesting. So they got you hooked. I mean, you can't do nothing. You can't, sue them. You can't. They got you.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Excuse my French, but
very.
How in the world? His wife died, right? Mm-hmm. So his wife dies in the park. Because she got food poisoning or whatever the situation was, right?
Mm-hmm. Allergic reaction,
and he can't sue?
Nope. Or it wasn't that he couldn't sue. It was like that he had to do it like he couldn't take it to a public court. I think he couldn't do it with a jury. He had to settle it privately. He had to something like that.
So
where they had more control.
So it was more like you can't tell this is between us. You can't put it in the public because then people are not going to come. I got you. Yeah. I hear it. I hear you.
Yeah. Super interesting that they could.
So if something like that happens with Disney, it doesn't matter where they're at or what they're doing. I mean, I'm pretty sure that if something happens and there's a lawsuit, which we're not attorneys,
no legal advice.
We think if somebody's going to sue them, they have to first go with an attorney. The attorney is probably, who are you going to sue? Disney? Oh, well, we got to call them first before we put it in the court.
Yeah. Crazy.
So I guess this is just what could be under the table all the time. And nobody's going to find out, right?
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's why it's like kind of protecting their image. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll pay you. We'll agree to this, but you cannot tell.
Mm-hmm. Super interesting.
What else you got?
Yeah, let me see. There's one more theory I forgot about, but let me see if I can find it. It was something about... Oh, yes, the simulation. So this is another one.
Okay.
You've heard about the simulation theory, right?
A little bit.
Okay, so the simulation theory is basically what it sounds like, that we live in a simulation, that we are being controlled by other people or other things, and that we don't actually exist, that we're all holograms. There's all kinds of different
let me pitch myself.
Go into.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah. So basically people think, long story short, that the glitches, or that we're receiving glitches is what it is. That the Mandela effects are just glitches in our brain, or glitches, they are stuff that actually happened, that somehow the program got messed up. I don't really believe that one. I don't believe in the simulation theory. A lot of people do, but
you know what? There is a lot of movies about that too.
Mm-hmm, like The Matrix.
Yeah, like The Matrix, for example.
Yeah.
They make those movies for a reason. I mean, somebody has to. How can you think about something like that if nothing has been real?
Right.
It's like I'll give you another example. I mean, I know that this is way out of topic, but vampires, dinosaurs, and all these things, obviously they had to exist at a certain point, right? Mm-hmm. Or else how would you know?
Yeah, I mean, they're all in folklore, stuff like that.
Yeah, but so if The Matrix, I mean,
people always say that's gonna happen. I've actually never seen The Matrix all the way through, but I gotta watch it one day.
So you're gonna be the one.
I don't know.
Does he say it like that?
But
you know how they say he's the one.
Yeah.
But he stops the bullets like this.
So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't know. The way I've seen the very beginning of it, and I think I fell asleep. I couldn't get into it, surprisingly.
Yeah, so
I love Keanu Reeves.
it was a good movie. I mean, it's not one of his best, but it was a very, very interesting movie. Which
I mean, lots and lots of people reference that movie to what's going to happen. Just like the movie or the book 1989.
1989.
I read it in college, but I don't remember the full name. I think 1989.
It's a book that's called like that.
Yeah, you never heard of it?
No.
It's a very popular book, and it's basically about the government, and it like references. It's like the big brother's always watching, and always the government's always controlling every single thing you do, and a lot of people say that's that book is what's going to happen to us one day,
right?
With the government.
Well, I get it that they want to take the government wants to have control over everything. It's they have to make sure that all this is controlled, because if powerful things fall into bad people, bad things happen, right? But I think that there has to be some kind of a limit where they could only control so much. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you would think, but I don't know. There's so much about the CIA. Oh my gosh! Like again, I could go into all kinds of stuff.
We'll keep going. We'll probably need another glass, a bottle of wine if we keep going with this.
Well, there's actually with the Mandela Effect that some people think that it kind of the MK Ultra. You know what MK Ultra is, right?
Yeah.
So, and that was proven that actually happened. That's not a theory. MK Ultra was a real thing, and so people think it kind of goes into back to the government theory about the mind control, and maybe this is their new MK Ultra. This is how they're they're using the internet to try to control people now.
Right. The only bad thing about that is that we have the regular web and we have the black web, or the
dark web.
The dark web, yeah, that's how they call it. So, if things fall, like I said again, if powerful things fall in the hands of bad people, a lot of bad things will happen. A lot of bad things. I hope, especially because all the kids now have access to internet. I hope they keep controlling that part.
Yes.
But
for sure. You got to be careful about that nowadays. Because
Nowadays.
when I was a kid, the internet was...
It was not controlled as it is now.
It was not controlled.
You will see all kinds of stuff.
I've seen things that I think kids now, definitely don't see. Like,
Even in YouTube, I think that back in the day, you would see more stuff.
Oh, yeah.
More graphic stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Than now. Now it's more...
Which is good.
It's more filtered.
Yeah.
But before it was like that. Obviously, that was at the early stages of YouTube. I'm talking about like when it barely began, I guess. I should have became a YouTuber back in the days. I would have been famous now. But anyways, that was when it barely started. Everything was different. Now everything's a little bit more control. Even in Facebook, everything's more control.
Oh yeah, I remember that time. I love YouTube. I still watch YouTube every single day, all the time, and I really contribute. Like seeing that stuff, not that it was necessarily good for my brain development, but it is why I love conspiracy theories. It's why I love scary stuff. It's because I saw, I was able to kind of see all that stuff growing up, and it kind of like developed that interest in me.
Yeah, definitely. If my daughter Alexis would be here, Alexis, if you were here and you would be talking with us here now, we definitely need like a whole 24 pack of wine, because she's just like you. She has all these theories.
And we got to hang out soon.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she'll be coming soon. But yeah, I mean, and if we do talk, we're gonna turn on the microphones and we're gonna record, because you girls could go on and on and on forever. Especially her that she's saying that the Earth is flat, right? And she's like, they say. She's like, they say.
Yeah, they say.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of things. I think talking about the Earth is flat. Have you heard about that one comet that's in the way? The Atlas 3 or something like that?
I haven't looked into it because I get so scared. Like sci-fi stuff or like space stuff freaks me out so bad. So I haven't looked that much into it. I try to avoid it, but
yeah, but they're saying, well, there's a lot of theories on that. I haven't really looked into it. That would be a very, very good topic for another podcast. But I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it. They say that it could be an asteroid or it could be a spaceship.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
Interesting. A spaceship. I mean, I don't know. What do you think about aliens and all that stuff? You believe in it?
I believe in aliens. Yes, we're not alone in this universe. Actually, I actually do think that there is some aliens walking with us. The world, they're walking in the world with us. They're just so powerful.
It's interesting.
They're very powerful.
That's the one. Like, I believe in so many conspiracy theories, but I don't know if I believe in aliens. I mean, I'm not ignorant to it to where I'm like, oh, we're the only things to exist. Like, I know that things definitely could exist, outside of our, galaxy, but I just don't know if it's at the depth that people say it is. But lots of government officials have said.
Well, it has to be, because obviously there's a lot of videos out there that regular people like you and I record with our phones or camcorders. I mean, they've seen stuff. And a lot of other stuff that proves that there's others out there is the way that the pyramids were built. I mean,
yes, I love that.
How in the world are you going to pick up a big ass rock like the ones that they pulled in the pyramids just by hand?
It's very interesting.
And they're precise.
They're very precise. They're power grids.
Yeah, it's how did they do it?
Yeah.
Somebody came to help.
That is my one thing. I want to see the pyramids. My husband told me when we go to Mexico, he's going to take me to see the pyramids. I would love to see them in Egypt. That would be amazing.
The ones in Egypt, the ones in Mexico.
Yeah.
So those are things that make you think, okay, I don't believe in aliens, like you said, but.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's why I say I'm like, I don't never know, but.
Who helped?
Who helped?
Were they really aliens, or were just spaceships that showed up and just did everything, or?
Now I do have a theory about that. It's my own personal theory, just about I am Christian, so I believe in like religion, but I have very I guess I don't know, weird theories about Christianity or stuff like that. And I think maybe in the Bible it talks about the Nephilim and how they came down. They were I think they were fallen angels, and they came down and they had babies with the human women, and they created like this half angel, half human entity. And there are a lot of theories that maybe the Nephilim are the ones that taught them how to do the pyramids and gave them all this knowledge that they necessarily weren't supposed to have.
Well, that I understand.
Yeah. It's interesting.
But how did they lift them?
Well, the Nephilim were, the supernatural beings. So maybe they showed them how, or because, they also talk about, with the pyramids and all that, Atlantis, and how, people say that's like this made up, but maybe Atlantis was known to have all this technology, and then it got wiped away by a flood, which was also in the Bible.
So I do remember reading somewhere or that somebody said that NASA, back in the day, they were exploring the ocean. They stopped exploring the ocean, and then they started to explore the space. Mm-hmm. And the ocean is a big ass ocean.
Oh yeah. There's
a lot of secrets in the ocean. The ocean is full of secrets. Mm-hmm. Why did we stop?
Exactly. It's interesting.
It's easier to go into the water than going up to space. Mm-hmm. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, for sure. And at this point, we should have like the technology for that, and to explore even more. And it's like, why don't they? Why don't they put in money for that?
Maybe they should send Katy Perry to the ocean.
Oh yeah,
in one of those ships.
Yeah, well, that's what they say too. It's interesting that no man besides Neil Armstrong that I've heard of. I don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that they've never sent. I know at least the U.S. hasn't sent a man to the moon since then. And it's like, why haven't we? If we could have done that long ago, why can't we do it now? Why isn't this being done all the time? It's weird.
Why did they come up with Star Wars, Star Trek, and all these other movies that supposedly there's lives in other planets and whatever, which I'm pretty sure there is because it's a big ass galaxy. Mm-hmm. But you're right. Why don't we go to the moon again to put another flag?
Yeah, I think that they do, or I don't know. There's just a lot they don't tell us or that they don't release out to the public. Yeah. There's so much.
I think that they keep a lot to themselves, and it's all right. No, nothing bad about that. But I guess it's just when they discover something else, they'll throw us that bone. Just like they did with AI. First with the phones, then with the internet. Now AI, and who knows? Have you ever seen the movie iRobot?
A long time ago.
When that happens, then they'll throw you another bone, and they'll give you whatever they don't want.
Yeah.
And they'll keep whatever is powerful.
Oh yeah. There's speaking of the government, there's a fun theory about just like Trump's family and time travel. It leads into the time travel. So this is actually true too. Like this, you could go buy this book on Amazon. This book is real and it exists. And Trump's, I forgot his uncle's name, but he, hundreds of years ago had Nikola Tesla's information. Do you know who Nikola Tesla is?
No.
Oh my gosh, you should look him up too. Very interesting. He basically he was the one that invented like electricity. Okay. And they gave it credit to what's the guy's name that created
Thomas Jefferson?
Was it Thomas Jefferson?
No.
I don't know.
No, Thomas Jefferson was Edson Jefferson or something. That guy.
I think maybe you're right. It might be Thomas Jefferson.
The guy that invented electricity. That guy.
They know who I'm talking about.
The old guy. Yeah.
But basically, Nikola Tesla was the one who
Edison.
Thomas Edison. Yes, Edison. You're right.
I'm sorry.
I was like, I think Jefferson.
You got me thinking of that one. Yeah. So what happened with Edison?
So people, I have to look into this one too. I haven't researched it super well. But basically, Nikola Tesla was the one who actually created electricity. It wasn't Thomas Edison, and he stole his research, something along those lines. But Nikola Tesla had a bunch of other inventions, like a lot of different things.
And that guy was related to Trump?
Yes, not Nikola Tesla, but Trump's uncle had gotten Nikola Tesla. When Nikola Tesla passed away, he got his information. He ordered somebody or something like that to come and get his information. And so this leads back to, we know Trump's uncle, this did happen. He did have Nikola Tesla's information about all his inventions, all this stuff. And lots of people believe that Nikola Tesla was trying to create a time travel machine. And there's a book, I believe it was made in the 1800s, maybe the 1920s, something like that, over 100 years ago for sure. This book was made, and it's called The Last President is the name of the book, and it's about a little boy named, I can't remember, again, I have to research it, but it's something about Barron, Trump's son is Barron Trump. I believe this little boy's name was Barron, or was something very close to Barron. And it's about this man who comes and he kind of guides Barron throughout like these different things. I don't know. I haven't read the book yet, but and they go to these towers, and it's associated to Trump Towers, and it's all these references to Trump being the president.
So everything starts to get connected.
Yes, everything's connected to, and it's his family. It's like Trump's family. And, with the book being called The Last President, it's very interesting about,
And when did the book came out?
1800s, maybe 1920s, over 100 years ago.
That's when they did the book?
Yes, that's when the book was written.
1800s.
And it's about Trump, not necessarily Trump like Donald Trump, but somebody named Trump and somebody named Barron. His son's name is Barron. All these references to his family in this book. If you look into it, there's a lot more. Now that you mentioned that, I remember this one joke where I'm gonna say a joke. I got to say this joke. It's the Secret Service, right? It's the Secret Service. They're with they're with the president with Trump. They're walking to his car. Suddenly. They had this new guy in the Secret Service, and suddenly somebody came out and was going to try to shoot the president, right? So the guy said the new guy screamed, "Mickey Mouse!"
And then, well, everybody like, what the hell, Mickey Mouse. So they grabbed and they got that guy and they handcuffed him and everything. They got him under control. And then the senior guy from the Secret Service like, dude, why the hell do you scream Mickey Mouse? Oh, my bad. I meant to say Donald Duck. Like Donald Duck.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Like Donald Duck. So he didn't duck, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's
I'm
funny.
sorry, I had to say that joke. It's a dirty joke. Ma.
That's crazy. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of theories out there about Trump himself. The government, all kinds of crazy.
All
stuff.
kinds of conspiracies, all kinds of Mandela effects.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. Now you're gonna make me research all these things that you were just talking about.
Yeah. Next time I'll research the other theories I talked about more, so we can.
Of course, there's gonna be some next times, and honestly, as we go, people that are wanting to come to the show, because there's a lot of friends that want to come to the show. They're all picking their topics. They're picking the topics, and that's pretty cool because you guys pick and we bring it. I make a few questions here and there, but you guys are the ones that are gonna tell us what you guys want to talk about, because it is very interesting. I haven't even tasted my wine.
I know, me either.
Because it's very interesting stuff, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people, like just like me, didn't know about it, and the people that do know, I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, that's right, I've heard that,
Yeah.
So, well,
definitely do your research, because there's a lot more out there that we didn't talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot more stuff, and honestly, we could go on and on and on for hours, but Kayla, we're gonna do a lot of more podcasts. I got a lot of people coming in. You have to come back and bring your stories with, because I'm pretty sure that if you focus on certain areas and things, that we're gonna be like talking here forever.
That's exciting, especially if you bring Alexis and we can all
do
a group one.
If I bring Alexis, I'll put another microphone. We'll set it up so we could have. I have 2 more mics, and if not, we could share. And we'll make this a very, very interesting podcast. And if we need more space, we'll do it outside in the patio.
That would be fun. That'd be very spooky.
Yeah, that'll be spooky, and we'll feed the mosquitoes. Yeah, so Kayla, well, thank you very much for coming by today. It was a pleasure having you, and like I said, you're more than welcome to come again anytime you want. Anytime you say, Edgar, I got a nice topic. All right, you got it. Let's set it up. We schedule it. You come here. We have more wine. Carlos is over there in the sideline. He's taking care of the cameras, making sure they don't go anywhere. Right, Carlos? So, again, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Cheers.
And guys, thank you very much.